All right. Happy, joyful. We have made it onto the internet. Sometimes it just takes us a minute to get started and connected properly, but we are here and it is working. There's just a little delay in the beginning that I'm still getting used to. So thank you for being patient with me here. Welcome everybody. Pshana, we say in Aramaic, Pshana, welcome. It is my honor to be here with you tonight. It's January 16th, 2026. I'm here on behalf of the Great I Am Ministries with my colleague, fellow faculty member to the ministry, Kimberly McLeod. Welcome, Kimberly. How are you tonight?
I am well, and how are you?
Awesome. I'm so excited
Good.
to do this conversation with you.
I'm glad to be here tonight with you. This is going to be good.
I'm elated. So, y'all get comfortable, pull up a chair. This conversation is going to empower you as
Yes.
someone seeking truth through the scripture text. This is going to be a powerhouse conversation.
Yes.
Kimberly is a recent graduate of the Heaven on Earth Leadership Program, a 1 year intensive immersion into leadership for the ministry, for the work of the Godly Woman and the Great I Am Ministries, and in conjunction with Nura Foundation, where we work to expose, reveal, expand the teachings of the Messiah, Jesus of Nazareth, Ishwa Nasraya Mshicha, Joshua of Nazareth, the Anointed One, and the true text, the language, Lishana Aramaya, the Aramaic language, and the context of that Semitic culture and time frame to be historically accurate and spiritually accurate. So Kimberly is taking on teaching from the Aramaic Light on the Beatitudes, written by
Yes.
Dr. Rocco Errico, who many of you already know is the successor to the teachings and writings of Dr. George M. Lemsa,
There it is. Yes.
who gave us the Peshitta Bible direct from Aramaic to English. And the Aramaic Light on the Beatitudes is more of the unfolding of that teaching, bringing the true language out, the true context out to empower us on a day to day basis to actually live the transformation of these teachings, not just hold them academically as things to know, so to speak. And so Kimberly, if you don't mind, I want to ask you the exact same question that I asked you as we were preparing for tonight.
Okay.
And because your answer was beyond rich, I believe it's crucial. And I would love to have you share with the community. What is your intention as you bring this work to light for people?
Well, I think we need to go back to the beginning on how this work got started, and that is through Dr. George Lamsa. And I mean, this is like what 100 years ago plus, when he translated the Peshitta Bible, but just recognizing him for making the sacrifice. I mean, when you think about it, here's a man who um, gave up getting married, having children, and for a lot of us, we wouldn't have put aside those things. We would have called them sacrifices. And um, from what I have learned about Dr. Lamsa, he didn't look at this as a sacrifice. He looked at it as something that he was called to do, that he had to do. And I know when I look at something like that, it's not a sacrifice. It would come from my heart. So that's what I'm seeing there.
He used to call his books his children.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
So you're right. He didn't take a wife. He didn't have children of his own. Um, he gave his entire life
Mhm.
to the bringing forward of the Aramaic teachings in their appropriate context to the culture to the Western world. And so, in his lifetime, knowing it was coming to an end, he would tell his family members and those who were in the work with him, take care of my children when I'm gone.
Okay.
And so, you're right, you're taking care of his children. You're an inheritance. You have the inheritance of those babies, his books. And he wrote a couple dozen books. He translated the Bible completely. He wrote
Hmm.
commentaries. Um, as I was shared with you before we came on, his very first book that he wrote and was published is called Life in the Harem, which I'll be doing a reading series on. That came out in 1921. This is out of print. It's available through a company called Forever Books that takes books that are out of print and uh, resuscitates them, so to speak. And and so we are taking care of his children. We are
Yes, yes, we
nurturing that
are.
work and bringing it
Yes, we are.
forward.
And I do believe
And
that we need to honor that, him, Dr. Rico, and now you, and then it's coming down to me, which I mean, it's such an honor to carry it on. The things that the translation, and then just what he instilled in Dr. Erico, and now all of his teachings and books and everything. It's an honor.
powerful legacy, powerful legacy. And
Hmm.
of course, I want to make mention of Reverend Hanny Freewatt, who's the vice president
Yes.
of our executive board at Nuda Foundation. He is of Arab descent, an immigrant into the States, and a profound teacher of this work, and has been studying and walking with Dr. Ediko since the 90s. And you're right to point out that there's a sacrifice, and it doesn't have to be a sacrifice, right? We're not
Thank
asking
you.
for the melodrama.
Right.
There
Right.
is a price, there's a cost
Yes.
for the payoff of all of this wisdom and teaching and knowledge and firsthand, exposure of the life experience, living experience that he had.
Yes.
It's it's a blessing to have this in our hands, to be
Hmm.
the modern day ancients, I like to call us.
That sounds good. Yes.
We're the modern
Yes.
day ancients, we're the keepers of that light.
Yep.
And I think that it's important to remember all of those who have served and given. Listen, you've always got to give up one thing for another, right?
Exactly.
I'm on a
Exactly.
health journey right now. I made recently some brownies for the family with all these healthy ingredients. They were like, these are
Okay.
actually really good. Flourless brownies turned out amazing, by the way. Sweet
Okay.
potato recipe. I'll share it with you later.
Okay.
Um,
Good.
but but there's there's a sacrifice. I don't get to have little Debbie
Hmm.
brownies. I've got to give that up for
Hmm.
this. And it's perfect because that's what Jesus was talking about too. You got to give up your ego of a human being to be in
There
attunement
you
with
go.
Creator. There's a cost to the payoff. And
Yes.
Lemsa definitely, George Manishu Lemsa definitely, there was a cost
Hmm.
for the payoff. And we do honor that.
Yes.
Um, we started talking as we were preparing about something, and I want to start there and then segue into the book that you're going to be teaching from. And I already want to tell folks Kimberly's class starts this Sunday. It's at 4 p.m. Eastern
Mhm.
time. It's 1 hour. It's here on Zoom. So you will get a link private once you register. Um, and I will give you the phone number to call to register in just a little bit. We were talking about the importance of going back and acknowledging the source of this work and why it
Correct.
matters. And, there's oftentimes in our work, Kimberly can attest, there's some pushback sometimes because historically in the West, the authoritative text that we call the authoritative Bible has been the King James Version of the Bible. And it's
Yes.
sometimes something, things that people are very emotionally attached to. It's what their grandmother used as the Bible, it's what their dad read as the Bible, it's what they have as the Bible. And so we get comfortable with what we've culturally been knowing.
Right.
But if you're someone who's going to be a true student of the original text, if you really want to understand what Jesus said, how he said it, and what those things meant in his
Hmm.
culture and time appropriately, it's important to go to a document that can hold that. And the King James Version is simply not that. The King James Version, it says it right there in the title. It's the King James Version. He was a
It's the
king.
version. Mm-hmm.
It's a version.
It's a
Version of
version.
what? Something had to be originally that, right?
Yes. Yep.
If you make grandma's potato salad, but you go, but this is my version,
Uh-huh.
that means there's an origin and
There's
you
been some
buried it.
changes
There's been
made to
some
the
changes going on.
recipe.
Right.
Uh-huh. There's been some changes made to the recipe. Yes.
And the truth is, he was a king. He was governmentally responsible for his territory.
Mm-hmm.
And so he contracted dozens of scribes, scholars who came and in a matter of months created the King James Version. And so now there was this cornerstone of the market established. He was the king and
Mm-hmm.
governmentally, politically held power. Now he wrote the Bible. Now he's
Yes.
authored the Bible to say what he thinks it should say.
Right.
So
Right.
now we've got the governmental political world anchored, and now we've got the religious spiritual world
Uh-huh.
anchored. And so we have a lot of power when we got the bookends of society now. We can
Correct. Yes.
scare you, we can teach you, we can manipulate you, we can tell you the rules and on both sides of the and I don't know that people really understand it that way. And so what came to me recently was how would y'all feel about a President Trump version? Not the KJV, the PTV.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it. That's a
I
good
can only
example.
imagine. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I don't want it. I love the Bible. I teach the Bible. I'm a student of the Bible and a teacher of the Bible. I don't want the President Trump. I don't want President Trump to go get 4 dozen scholars and have them create his version.
Yes.
That's not what I want. So why would I want the version of this guy in the 1700s, 1800s, with all these people that over the hundreds who've continued to revise and revise and revise and revise? And further taking us further and further and further away from the
Away.
source.
Yes. Yes.
So,
Yeah.
this work that has called both of us,
Mm-hmm.
I believe, is imperative
It is. It is.
only because Christianity has done so much molding of our cultures around the world. It would probably be good that we had the correct Christianity to employ.
Yes.
And you're choosing to kick off your teaching career in this work
Yes, I
with a
am.
particular book, which is the
Yes.
Aramaic Light on the
On the
Beatitudes. So,
Beatitudes.
talk to us about what in this book is so important that you feel that it needs to be presented and taught and delivered in this way.
We really need to not necessarily have an understanding. That should be like a given, okay, of the culture, the language, because there's idioms that we take literally that means something totally different in the Semitic culture. And I found this out in the last couple of years. I mean, I used to think about, especially with Jesus, if I'm supposed to be like him, but there was an immaculate conception, I wasn't immaculately conceived. So that's puts me like, gives
You're
me
already starting
distance.
off,
I'm
yeah,
starting off all wrong. It's like I can't even hold up to that. Okay. But I'm supposed to be like him. And if I'm supposed to be like him, then we've had to come through the same, how can I say, a vessel, not vessel, but trail. I've had to come down the same trail as he. So I've learned some things there. And then, the Bible says, if you seek, you'll find. If you ask, it'll be given. And if you knock, the door will be open to you. I took that literally. I just because somebody from a stage told me something, I didn't stop there. I investigated myself. I prayed. I sought the Lord. I asked questions. I went hunting and searching. And that's how I found you, hunting and searching. And
grateful.
now that I have found this work and I've gone through this book, things just make so much sense to me. And I know for some, when you're talking to Christians, things aren't supposed to make sense, it seems like. Or, and I'll say this too, I'm not a theologian. I don't want to be a theologian. I want to be in Acts, people of the way. That's a more, I resonate with that maybe more than Christian, people of the way, because that is what Jesus came to talk and to teach about. The way. He says he is the truth, the way, and the life. So I think this is an important work. I do believe that the people that come to this and really set aside doctrines and dogmas that they have learned and just relax in this. And we're going to talk about the teachings of Jesus and how he taught, what he taught, and what he wanted us to get from his teachings. So yeah.
Brilliant. From his teachings,
Yes.
Harazutet Mshicha, the proclamations of the Messiah.
Yes. Yes. The proclamation.
Yes.
Yes.
And I like what you've said, as we've talked before when we came live last time, that you were in the westernized church, misunderstanding the Beatitudes to a certain degree, in so
Mm-hmm.
much that they were being presented like the rules of engagement here on earth, that you should be like this
Yes.
and be like this so that you can inherit heaven, and so you can this so that you inherit this, and so that
Huh?
like a
Uh-huh.
to-do list, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
if you're someone who already has the book, I want to read a small section of the book that moves me to tears sometimes when I read it, um, because it really paints us a picture. There was not a sermon. Jesus did not write a talk on little index cards and then go and stand places with reading his talk for that day.
Exactly.
He was prophetic. He was in the now. He was living, breathing
Mhm.
example of Creator incarnate, embodying that example for us as well, activating it in the places that he was going. And this is what page 4 and 5 of
Mhm.
Dr. Rocco Errico's book read this. According to Matthew's writings, Jesus saw the crowds of people gathering to hear him and to be healed by him. But he went up the side of the mountain and sat down to quietly meditate and contemplate. His disciples came closer to him, but did not disturb him. Sensing their presence and nearness, he looked up and decided to speak. Now he was ready to teach and nourish the hungry and thirsting souls of those who felt powerless over their present social, political, and religious conditions. Sound familiar?
And isn't that what's going on today?
Hello. Immediately, he started searching and looking deeply into the inner forces and energies of his disciples, followers, and some of the general crowds of people. And in those few short moments, before he began teaching, he was able to perceive and capture the longings of their hearts. Now, with a deep, sonorous tone of voice that began resonating in their minds and hearts, he clearly, joyously, and affectionately speaks to them.
Yes.
And
Oh,
so, what he then delivers, these words that he then speaks, is intuiting what they're experiencing and encouraging them that even in their experience, they are not abandoned, that they have the divine birthright of staying connected to Creator, being empowered by Creator, endowed by the Creator, blessed by the Creator, protected, directed, corrected. And I'll just simply start with the first one. Do you have your book with you?
I do.
If I read it in Aramaic, will you read it in English, or you want to say it in Aramaic? You want to do some practice?
I sure do. You
Okay.
ready? You ready?
Come on, we've been practicing this. I'm so
I
proud of this
know,
lady.
right? Tuwe hon, lemiskeni bru, honi melkutha dishmaya.
Blissful are they, the poor in spirit, for theirs is the consulship of the heavens.
Yes. Yes.
So it's a journey. It's like a magic carpet ride that you're going to take in this program. And so, if you're someone who this conversation is of interest to, if you're someone who would like a deeper cut at probably what you've heard a million times, I encourage you to reach out to our ministry office and register for the program. I'm going to give you the phone number right now. So go get a pen and pencil or type it into your notes on your phone. Here we go. Ready? Here's our phone number. You're going to call or text and say, I want to register for that Beatitudes class with Kimberly. Here's the number. It is toll free 833 210 7707. Again, 833 210 7707. We're starting this Sunday at 4 p.m.
Yes.
Eastern for 1 hour. It is 5 sessions. My husband
Assess.
told me as I was coming online with you tonight, he was like, hey, I wouldn't mind being part of that class, just so you know.
Okay.
So
All
Brian will
right.
be with you starting
Okay.
this Sunday. You get to go
Sounds
ahead and bless
good.
him. You get to be my
All
husband's
right.
teacher, Ms. Rabita. And and all of you, I encourage you. It's $66.
Hmm.
We do have scholarships available, so don't let money be in your way. The book itself is available at noohra.com, noohra.com. You can get the book, and you can also get on Amazon if
Hmm.
you'd like, for those of you who have Prime accounts and want free shipping. Um, any final words? Anything you want to say, Kimberly?
It's going to be a good class. And I'm looking forward to meeting you all that join. Looking forward to it.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Well, thank you, Kimberly. Thank you for your service and your good heart, your good spirit, your desire to know truth, speak truth, raise awareness, develop the consciousness of humanity, and
Yes.
be of service. You are
Amen.
definitely a servant heart, and I thank you for
Amen.
that. All
Thank
right,
you.
y'all. This is Kimberly McLeod and Rebecca Johns saying, have a beautiful Friday night, and we'll see you Sunday in Aramaic Light on the Beatitudes. Have a beautiful weekend, y'all.